Welcome back to Design Bundle's YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal, and today I'm going to show you guys how to sublimate a tumbler. So this is a small skinny tumbler here, so it comes with a little cap like so. Very first thing you need to do is remove this cap. Before we sublimate this, you always want to make sure you remove this right away. I thought I would mention that right at the beginning because we do not want to mess this up. So we've got our cap off. We're going to scoot it out of the way here. You want a pair of heat gloves. This thing's going to be 400 degrees, so you definitely want to be safe. There's a couple different ways that you guys can do this. You guys can use some Sublimation here with a convection oven. So what you would do once you have it wrapped is pop it down in here and then place it in your convection oven. We have lots of videos here on the channel doing this, so definitely check those out. We'll try to have them linked above or down below for you. So you could definitely use your Easy Subli for that, or you guys could use a tumbler press. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. I'm using this one right here today. The temperature I have mine at is 375 for 60 seconds. So you guys can see that there, 60 seconds. It's already at 376 ready for us. Now, before I actually heated this guy up, I actually already tested the pressure of my tumbler to make sure it was ready to go. You don't want to do that after the fact because you're going to risk yourself for ghosting because you're going to have to pop it back open and move it around. So always double check your pressure and all of those things. Have it heating up while you're cutting everything else out. All right, so let's get ready to trim this down. Now, here's my design right here. It came with this super awesome bundle over on designbundles.net. We have this amazing bundle. It is 1+ credit, and it's a 90s bundle. So you have patterns just using the skates, just using the tapes here, or your, these right here are for the old computers, your little storage right here. Lots of different ones. There's even one that was like a little Tamagotchi. You know those little keychains where you have the little animals? We have lots of different ideas. So it's just little similar designs, if you will, and they're watercolor. So I thought this would be perfect for a tumbler. These would be perfect for mugs, cell phone cases, lots of different ideas, as well as even t-shirts. You could definitely take and crop it all the way down to, you know, the skate. You could crop it all the way down to this piece here, right inside of Designscape, so you guys could do that. Now, I do believe we also have a bundle pack of these individual as well. So if you guys want to check that out as well, you can. So lots of different patterns here. You could even use these for paper crafts. So you don't have to use these just for sublimation. You could use them with your Caesar Easy Subli. The list goes on. So here we go. What I did was right inside of Designscape, I actually brought in an 8.5 by 11 canvas because that's what I printed it on. So anything that's in that black border on Designscape, you're not going to print. So what I did was I scooted this over on the page just so I cut out just enough material and I'm not wasting ink. Then I saved it as a PNG and sent it off to my sublimation printer. So we're ready to go, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this down with a paper trimmer. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start by doing that now, just like so. And then we're going to trim off some of the ends, and I'm actually going to need a little bit more trimmed off than this because I actually have a little bit too much excess. So I'm going to go ahead and test this out to see. I think I actually got it right on the money. So that was perfect. So I designed this where it was pretty much, I mean, I have a little bit of bleed on the top and bottom. I could probably actually even take off just a little bit more of my bottom. I'm going to do that here. And I actually should have been careful because I do have this little bit of white line. So I need to take off just a little bit of the bottom here, like so. Paper trimmers with your sublimation papers, perfect, super nice. You could definitely use scissors, but if you need that nice crisp edge, get yourself a nice paper trimmer. All right, so we're going to scoot that out of the way and let's get ready to tape this down. So the first thing that we actually need to do, you could take, you know, some alcohol or, you know, just a clean eyeglass cloth here, and we are going to rub this down just like so. Okay, so we've got this nice and clean and ready to go. So now we are going to get ready to wrap it. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to figure out my center. And what I'm going to do, since I actually have this little bit of white right here, I'm going to carefully try to get that on top of this paper. So that's what I'm going to do with it. So I need this side to go down first and then this side. So we're just going to center this up. And actually, before we do that, let's get our pieces of tape. So I'm going to get me a couple pieces of tape out here so it's ready for me. And here we go. Let's do it again. Make sure your design is in the correct direction here. We're going to line it up like so. And what you need to do, because we can't tape this down and then tape this. If you do this, your tape's obviously going to block off the ink. So you're going to have to hold it nice and tight. You're going to pull as tight. So what I'm doing is I'm holding and I'm pushing the opposite side. You need that nice pressure. So you're pushing and pulling, all right? And what we're going to do is I'm going to go down from one side to the next, just like so. And I'm going to go ahead and get this side. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. So what I kind of like to do is, I don't have to get that tape all the way down. I kind of like to curl mine over on the top like this. And I'll do the same with the bottom. So I'm not taping it down. You could definitely do that. I've seen a lot of people do that. But I think just folding it over like this works just as good. So now we're ready. We're going to go ahead and load this in our press. All right, so we are ready. We're going to go ahead and just slide this little guy right here. I'm going to get it right in the middle. All right, so now that I've got that in the middle, I'm going to go ahead and press, just like so. So with your tumbler press, because that top does not have, it can't give the pressure that it needs on the top, we're going to let it go. And with this one, I have to hit the go button, which is right here. This is going to go for 60 seconds. So once it's done for that 60 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and stop it, pop it open, and I'm going to flip it all the way over, because what I want is that line that's on top here, I want it all the way over. You could get it to the side and it's just as fine. You really just need to rotate it, and we're going to press it one more time for 60 seconds. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pop it open because I actually pressed it twice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my heat gloves, because this guy is super hot. I'm going to carefully slide it towards me, and I'm going to rotate it, like I said, all the way around. Pop it back in the center and press. One more time, we'll push our button again for that 60 seconds. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pop it out. Now I have granite countertops, so I'm actually able to just lay this right onto my granite countertops. But if you guys are, have some other sort of countertop, you want to get yourself like a Cricut pad, something that is going to protect your countertop that this can cool on. All right, so now that we have pressed our tumbler, it looks like this. Now, you want to let this just sit down and cool. That's what would be ideal, but because I'm recording, I'm going to speed this up a little bit for you. So I'm using heat gloves. If you are going to pull this hot, I highly recommend that you use heat-resistant gloves. These ones are We Are Memory Keepers. I'll have them linked down below. They're super duper affordable. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and peel our tape from top to bottom and get our reveal. And look at how gorgeous this is. Super duper cute from top to bottom. Now you guys can see my line here. I didn't get that lined up super good. But you guys can see how cute this is. I thought it would be a great throwback gift for somebody that was born in the 90s. It would make a great item to sell as well. I really love the skates. The colors really pop. It's just super duper gorgeous. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull off my gloves here. So the very last thing is, once it's completely cooled, you don't want to do this until then. You're just simply going to pop on your lid and it is good to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.